Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are back talking television, which is what this whole thing started as. We weren't supposed to be talking movies. We've had to tread water for a while and talking movies, but we're back talking television. Marvel finally has another series on Disney Plus, Secret Invasion. Very intriguing. Very intriguing. They're here. But first, big news in the comic book movie world today. I do want to just talk about and react to the Superman and Lois news. I mean, we've got some big casting news. Don't know much about the guy that they cast as Superman. I didn't watch any of the stuff that he's been involved in. Well, some people apparently like the guy a lot, just based upon some of the stuff that he was involved in. I am familiar with Rachel Brosnahan, or whatever, Brosnahan, from Miss Maisel, and I saw her first in House of Cards. That's kind of like how I was familiar with her. Thoughts on the casting, Garrison? I mean, were you excited about this casting at least, or indifferent, or what?
He's been a fan cast. He's one of the rare few fan casts that have actually gotten cast in a role, in a superhero role in recent years. Lots of people in the last couple of years, I've seen his name pop up a lot in Superman fan casts. Now, the interesting thing is a lot of times in fan casts, you get interviews with the guy, and he'll talk about the fan casts and you know what an honor it would be. I've not heard a peep from him. I can't find a single interview where he's ever talked about Superman. So I think it's great that he's just stayed quiet. He was able to actually screen test for the role. They say that they did Clark first before they did Superman, which I think is brilliant. I think that's the right move.
That's a good idea.
I think Clark is much harder to get right than Superman himself. And I think having two different personalities is really hard to do. I am interested to see where they take the character. To me, Corn Sweat, first off, he's a Juilliard graduate, which I think he's the second Superman to be a Juilliard graduate now.
Corn Sweat? Is that how you say his name?
I don't know how you say his name.
Yeah, Corn Sweat. No, I mean, it's probably you say it how Corn Sweat.
Who's the other
Seems
one?
British. But he is American this time. So, yep, we got an American back in the role, guys.
USA.
Brosnahan's almost American, right? Isn't she from New York or something?
She's from Wisconsin.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was born and raised.
Yeah, but that's almost Canadian.
That's almost Canadian. You're right. That's just so, I mean, anybody else like any comment on? Did anybody watch Miss Maisel? I didn't actually watch that show.
I heard she was marvelous in it.
I heard she.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That's good.
I read that she gave the best screen test of anyone.
Right.
Male or female screen testing.
I mean, for Miss Maisel or for
Lois?
For Lois.
Yes.
Lois.
That's Margot Kidder, they said.
I did see somebody on Twitter make a point that they hope with a talented actress as Lois Lane, they don't waste it like they did with Amy Adams.
Oh, good point. I mean,
which full agreement there.
She was kind of wasted. She was, Earl. She was wasted.
Yes. Oh, no. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just thinking, my only hope is it's not all her story and that Superman is kind of the doof, just like, I hope they at least make him a good character, I guess.
I think we can trust James Gunn.
Is this an origin story? Remind me.
No, I don't think so.
I heard it was probably not.
It's sort of like a Superman early years. Though, right?
Early years, which is I think is better than an origin story. Everybody knows how it starts.
Yeah, we all know.
I think it's good casting. I like having sort of an unknown guy.
Yes.
Just like Christopher Reeve was. And I just watched this thing on, I don't know, some YouTube clip where James Gunn.
It was on Warner Brothers YouTube. Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking about something where he walked through his 5 favorite comic book movies of all time, and he mentioned I think number 3 maybe was Superman.
Did he mention Blade? Because if he didn't, then
no, he did not mention
Blade.
Blade.
Why would you? What? No, Blade doesn't seem like something James Gunn
his top 2 are the Suicide Squad and Guardians.
Well, he loved him some Deadpool. He did. He was all
Deadpool. Yeah, that's a crowd's favorite.
Fun, but yeah.
Rhett, you haven't said much. You're indifferent to this?
I'm pretty indifferent. I don't know who either one of these people are.
I don't know who Corn Sweat is.
I am like Garrison. I'm glad that Superman has come home to America where he belongs.
Yes,
the American Truth, Justice, and the American Way.
No more No more limey bastards stealing our superheroes.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
He's an American
Superman
icon.
is definitively my favorite superhero. So I hope this is good. I hope they get this right. Like
they have to get it right. And I personally think Cavill was a good Superman. I like Cavill.
Oh,
I think
Man of Steel stinks, but
yes, I think he was let down by some bad scripts. But I think he is a good casting for Superman.
You look pretty good.
I want to get back to kind of dorky Clark, though. Honestly,
yeah, I do.
Terrible Clark.
Like the Christopher
there
was
was no Clark in Man of Steel, which was the biggest the problem.
But here's the thing, guys. Byrne kind of established a more suave, cooler Clark in the comics, and that kind of became Clark's identity for a bit.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and
I want Christopher.
I hope that Gunn brings back a little bit more
up
of that
his glasses all the time.
I think he will. Yeah. I think he will.
And I want it to just be like a pair of glasses. I don't want them to try and like go super different with Clark. I just want like a pair of glasses, and only the audience obviously can tell, and everybody else is so confused that it's actually Superman and Clark are the same. I love that stupidity of the
I like
whole
the
thing.
meme it's got a table with a pair of glasses on it, and Lois is like, "Is this a new table?" You know.
I like the meme of Zooey Deschanel with and without glasses, and it's like I finally understand why people don't understand the difference between Clark and Superman, because that's very accurate.
Yeah, you're very right about her. She has way different look with glasses versus not glasses.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess
it is weird. It is weird. Okay, so let's dive into Secret Invasion.
Does it work, by the way?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Who's this new guy?
Who's
this guy?
Is it our visitor?
Oh, I didn't invite. Oh, he's back. Okay.
You fooled us.
Garrison, who's the showrunner of this thing?
Oh, Lord. I don't even remember.
Look, dude, you're supposed to be my stats guy.
Phil Lord's
you're
doing
my guy.
This was supposed to be my week off. I took vacation tonight.
All right. I don't know who the showrunner of this is.
We'll find it out. Give us a minute.
It's probably some foreigner. I'm right, I think. No, let's see. Who directed the first episode?
Well, that's actually true that it's
Ali Shellam directed the first.
Yeah. Ali Salim, sir.
Well,
Ali Salim.
Or is it Ali?
No,
Ali Salim.
Born in Minneapolis. I don't know, but I guess that I don't know.
Well, that doesn't. Yeah,
I don't know if that person's the showrunner though.
Population of a certain.
Yeah, they have.
You've got some writers. Okay, here's the showrunner. I'm sorry, Kyle Bradstreet.
Yes, he is the showrunner.
The showrunner, and he looks like a proper nerd. So I'm good with this. Yeah, that's good. He's from New York. Oh, he was the producer and writer for Mr. Robot. Okay.
There's your.
Brett looks totally enthralled.
He's waiting to hear
who's running the show. It just looks
so. Okay, Kyle Bradstreet.
So this episode was titled Resurrection. Interesting comments from Brian that generally hangs out in the chat. So he, for whatever reason, completely skipped Captain Marvel. So that's
what reason could that be?
Well, okay, fine. But going into this show and not seeing Captain Marvel first probably is really confusing.
You need to watch probably.
And he was very confused.
To that. Oh my goodness.
Which I'm happy that they didn't have any like, here's everything that's been happening for the last 30 years in reference to the Skrulls. I'm glad that we didn't get some of that. I'm glad we just don't.
What are you talking about? This was some of the most exposition heavy episodes of anything I've ever seen.
No, and
it's the worst kind too. It's where character A tells character B what character B has been doing, so the audience knows. It's awful.
But you've been on Saber.
Yeah, yes.
You've been on Saber. I was okay with some of that though.
That's not how you deliver that information.
But I was just saying that Brian was saying that he was kind of confused by the whole thing because he had not seen Captain Marvel.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't know who Talos is.
Yeah, didn't know who Talos was. Didn't know who.
But we did get a flashback.
He thought he was Krennic.
We did get a flashback to one of the biggest events in Marvel history, in MCU history, with Nick Fury blipping out of existence.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We did get the flip.
And we did get a lot of people saying to Nick Fury, "You haven't been the same since the blip." There's been a lot of that. There was a lot of comments.
That's my biggest issue so far. Is they're like, Nick Fury, you're bad. Like you should get out, and like we don't really see why.
Yeah, and it's that to me. It's we're early. We're early in the series, right?
We don't know yet.
But it feels like another one of those hero deconstructions, like that's not Luke Skywalker, it's Jake Skywalker. This isn't Nick Fury, it's Jake Fury, right? Where he's not the same character that when we last saw him. He's somebody different. Now maybe they can do a better job than
I think there's a good argument for that, though.
How he got there, right?
Yeah.
But the track record hasn't been great on that sort of stuff, and it's more likely that it's another deconstruction because that's what happens. I mean, you frown at it, but that's the norm now. It's deconstructing the heroes in all these popular IPs, and so I worry that that's what's happening. That's what it felt like that first episode where he was just out of his element, or not out of his element, but like.
Well, no,
he just abandoned Earth.
Well, he is different.
He wasn't here for 5 years. He didn't have 5 years to get upset and bitter about what happened. He was back instantly. He didn't experience any part of it, so it just doesn't make sense to do it.
The blip changed him.
My hope is that
he had no impact on it.
That's not true.
But you're impacted when you come back, and there's
maybe he did, but
like I see what they're going for. Where Nick Fury is always the guy with the plan, and the plan has worked most of his life, more or less. And this is something that he just couldn't really stop. And that's also like Nick Fury's been pushed to the side in a lot of the ending Infinity Saga stuff. And we didn't really get to see how he was dealing with it. So that's where like the audience is a bit left out in the cold. And to piggyback on Rhett's deconstructing heroes thing, I'm fine if you deconstruct a hero, but you have to build them back up.
Right.
You can't just deconstruct them and then leave them on the living room floor for your mom to step on. Like you have to build them back up and put them away.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Garrison, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I just can't believe there's this much to say about this episode.
We haven't really said anything yet.
Nothing burger, right?
Yeah. I mean, I watched it. It was an episode.
Oh man.
Wow,
I hate for this episode.
I enjoy the intro. I like the kind of.
I like
the intro because you're going, oh, is Ross real? Is he really Ross?
No,
I like.
You knew right away that wasn't Ross.
Well, I was questioning. That's the thing,
Ross,
right? I was questioning.
What's his name? It's not Ross. What's his name?
No, it's Ross. Everett Ross.
Yes,
Everett
Ross. Oh yeah. I was thinking Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No relation.
Everett Ross.
And then you had a nice cameo from one of the guys from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Gosh,
I keep forgetting
the guy.
Eric Dondarrion.
Yeah. He had the light guy, with the patch
flaming
over
sword.
Oh, I didn't realize that's who that was.
Yeah,
I'm kind of bummed he's dead. Like I liked that character. The brief.
I did.
But to be that paranoid. And you're telling everybody's a Skrull, then the first guy you see, you tell everything to, and then after you finish, you say, hey, you're not a Skrull, are you? Like,
right.
You do that on the front side of that story.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because he only trusts Ross. He said that. He only
trusts Ross.
How did that turn out? Everybody, you knew that was.
So the one thing I wasn't clear on is has Ross always been a Skrull through all of these?
I don't think so.
I think that he's been captured. So Roth and I were talking about this a little bit in the pre-show. Like there's two different versions of Skrulls. There's the ones that just take on somebody's shape on the fly but not their memories, and then there's the one that the Skrulls have captured, put in that little machine, transferred all the memories to. And I don't know what's going on with this Ross. It sounded to me like this would have been one that they captured because this guy kind of was knowing a lot.
Well, they would have had to pluck him out of Wakanda because he got broke out by the Wakandans at the end of Black Panther 2.
That's true.
I don't know that he said anything important that he really knew all that much.
Yeah.
That he knew all that much. So maybe he could play. Maybe it's one of those that they just took his face and he's not dead.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I
hope so.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I don't.
We have enough major characters dying in this episode. We don't need two And look, I know Maria Hill. I'm bummed that if she's really dead. I'm bummed.
That was the best part of the episode to me.
When right, I mean, dramatically speaking,
she got shot and that
real
reveal.
Stakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's rough on Ted Mosby and the kids, right? I mean, that's the second.
Stop it.
That's the second.
Lose one mom, go to your second one, gets shot in the gut.
How I lost my mother.
Now I do like this Gravik character. I like.
What do we know about him?
I just like.
I don't know.
Why do you like
the actor? Kingsley Benadir. I
well,
like
I do
the
like.
actor.
Well,
I liked him in The King and I, and it's Trevor Slattery.
The King and I.
You not say Ben Kingsley?
No, I did not. I said Kingsley Benadir.
He played Malcolm X in that. What was that movie?
Yes.
The
One Night in Miami.
That's right. I think that's the only thing I've seen him in.
That's really kind of the only thing. He's been in a couple of other. He's a British actor. He's been in a lot over there, but I mean that's kind of the only thing really big that he's been in the United States is that movie. But I think he has some gravity to him. Gravik has some.
I see what you're doing.
I mean, you're right. We don't know anything about him, but I think as the show progresses, obviously, maybe even in the second episode, we will learn much more about the character.
Well, let me say that I feel so. I think they're going for sort of a John le Carre.
Yes,
Moscow Cold War spy.
Agreed.
You can't tell who's on your side versus not.
Right.
And there's now, to be honest, I don't know how great their portrayal. I mean, I was like
execution. Yeah.
Well, this doesn't look like Moscow. It just looks like they're in America and they've doctored a few things. There was a couple of shots that were pretty good.
They shot it in England, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, they shot it in Europe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and all the skulls are British. Like, why aren't they talking? Like.
It's just like the Empire.
I was about to say it's like Star Wars all over again.
Well, it's just like, but it's like all Cockney British or something. Like, I'm like, so why are they in Moscow? And why do they all talk British? I don't. And I have a problem with Skrulls in general that they're not like. I mean, Skrulls should be just like the most evil in the comics. They come in. They're the Chitauri or the Chitauri or whatever they were.
Oh, yeah, but they originally couldn't use
real
them.
Skrulls. Well, no, I know. And then they got the rights, and then they made them into it. Oh, and Captain Marvel, we'll make them about we're going to make an immigrant message about them that they're there's good Skrulls and bad Skrulls, and like, well,
what's wrong with that?
From a storytelling perspective, I don't hate the good Skrull, bad Skrull thing because I think there's some good writing that can come out of that.
But the bad Skrulls are going to be we're just bad because we have the same goals. Anyway, I'm just thinking.
Well, okay, so that's another thing we can unpack is like,
but that might become clear later on.
Why these Skrulls are so upset?
Because they don't have a planet.
We're supposed to find you a planet. Who here among us has interstellar travel?
Right.
Let's find your own planet.
Well, I agree, but the problem is we or Nick Fury and Captain Marvel promised them that.
Right. Yeah.
So it's the failure of both of them.
Yeah, I mean that's
on you, Nick. That's on you.
Doing. I mean, did the Skrulls have superhuman strength in Captain Marvel? They seem to here.
Yeah, they did.
That came out of nowhere. I just didn't remember it.
No, they definitely did. They were jumping really high.
I do too. I'm right. That's right.
I mean, they jumped a lot, and
Emilia Clarke.
Here we
go.
Here's what I want to say about her.
Okay.
I don't think she's great in the genre stuff that she's done.
Yes,
Sarah Connor miscast. She was not great in Solo. She's had little to do here, but she's not great here. But
I thought she was great to look at in Solo.
But she
was great in Solo.
But I like her. And when you get her personality in interviews and things like this, she's really good and self-aware. Like she's pretty bright and kind of knows the landscape. I think she's just miscast in this sort
everything
of genre role. When like she needs like a rom-com, like she's got.
I didn't watch that one she was in last year. I didn't watch that.
And cute, I would like to see her go down that career path.
Like a Meg Ryan.
She was great in Last Christmas.
See, that's the one I need to watch.
Sci-fi and fantasy franchise, I don't think she belongs in.
But you got to go where the work is. I mean, that's the thing. Once you're in a fantasy thing and you start your career that way,
and these pay a bit more than
probably hard to. Yeah,
well,
I'm sure Last Christmas she made no money.
I agree with you. She's really a fun, bubbly person.
Yeah.
And they're always putting her in these roles where she's like,
I really like her, but
they always give her so much angst.
I don't love her in these roles.
She's got a lot of angst. She's got a lot of angst.
Look, she was not well served. She started off, she was better in Game of Thrones at the beginning and got worse, but that's
right.
I don't think that was her
That's
fault,
just the nature of the show. Yeah.
Well, she has a shot in her head, dude. They took a aneurysm out. Did y'all know that?
I did know that she almost died or something. Or
she's been through some crazy health stuff.
She had to have a surgery on her brain.
The same thing that happened to what's his face that plays Hulk. I can't ever remember his name.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, it's the same type of thing that happened to Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Was she watching the finale of Game of Thrones when it happened?
No, she was doing the press tour and had to lie so much that her brain just exploded.
Her brain exploded.
That's why at the tail end, it was the red carpet. They're like, "So is this the best season ever?" She's like, "Best season ever."
Yeah. First video off say Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet, and then she's just like, "Oh."
Oh god!
Forgot about the only weapon in Westeros that can kill dragons that they know they had.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
I mean, I'm going to give her a chance.
This is just the first episode.
Well, I know.
I know there's only 6. I know there's only 6.
I don't think she's not great. I mean, that's not to say that she's terrible and it's unwatchable schlock. I'm just saying I don't think she's great in these roles, but would be better served in something that suits her better. I'd like to see her in a rom-com and maybe.
Well, then watch Last Christmas and get back to us.
Last Christmas was very good. That's a tearjerker for sure.
I misspoke. I don't want to see a rom com because I'm never going to see a rom com. Okay,
great
I see what you're saying. You won't watch it. You would just like her to do that for her.
I would just like her to go do some of that.
Okay.
And so I don't have to watch her. She can go do that.
You don't have to watch it. You just, okay, I get you.
I think her agent.
She's a very good.
How about Dermot Mulroney is the president in the MCU now?
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, except he's. I hope you guys. I mean, we know
he's going to be a Skrull, right?
Well, not that. I mean, we know the next president of the MCU. They've already announced it.
Yeah,
it's Ross.
Harrison
Ford is Ross. So this guy's clearly going to be dispatched one way or the other.
He's probably a Skrull. Ritson's probably a Skrull. I mean,
I've got lots of questions about Rhodey as well. He's just like, I haven't been able to get a hold of Fury or Hill. They're both AWOL, Mr. President. Like, that's weird to me.
Yeah, I'm sure Rhodey's a Skrull.
Yeah,
everyone's a Skrull.
Also,
kind of frustrating.
He's just walking around regular now.
well,
they've gotten better technology.
He's got the suit pants are hiding his
got the pants on.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just such a cheap way to do it. Like you have to keep that.
What do you want him to have? Darth Maul spider legs or something?
Yeah, I want him to have Darth Maul spider legs. Yes.
You want to hear that word?
Yeah, he wants to hear the like RoboCop.
Like RoboCop, yeah.
That would be actually pretty awesome.
Carry a desert eagle in his thigh.
So I guess that's the question: which of those two is going to end up being the Skrull?
Both.
All of them. Everyone. I assume now that everyone is going to be a Skrull. Talos is going to be actually not a Skrull. That'll be the twist.
Let me tell you. Speaking of Inhuman. And that AI opening credits is an abomination.
There's a lot to be said about that.
Really?
That was an artistic choice.
Yeah. And look, on some level, I get the artistic choice of things are not what they seem.
Right.
Everything's slightly off, you know, about it. But it's, it's ugly. It's really ugly.
The interesting thing is they clearly made art and then fed it into a machine to then turn it into the credits, which people are going online. They're like, oh my God, they just stole images offline and made it. No, you idiots.
No, it was all it was a choice that they made.
And they just made their own art look really ugly. Yeah. They could have just done their own art.
It was really ugly. And
It was bizarre looking for sure.
I tend to opening credits are it's one of those things that I always like, and I never.
I'm the opposite. The only opening credits I'll sit through is Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is the only.
Well,
and House of Dragon.
That's what I was going to say. I love Game of Thrones opening credits.
Miami Vice has some good
opening
credits.
I would skip dynamic opening.
One of the best openings in TV history regarded that way is The Sopranos. I'd skip that every time.
Yeah, I didn't like the Sopranos one. I don't like Justified. Everybody seems to clamor for Justified's opening credit. I didn't like that much. Miami Vice, still the best in my opinion.
I don't skip the Yellowstone 1890.
Those are always good too. Yeah,
I always
Magnum
PI. Like if we watch it together, she skips instantly. But I always enjoy those.
Now Paramount.
Obviously, Peacemaker, I'd never skipped.
Oh,
no.
Paramount Plus, their system is jacked up, and if you skip their opening credits, you miss like 1 second of the scene. So you can't skip Paramount. Plus.
Paramount's gotten smart. Huh?
They're smart. Yeah, it's like jacked up if you try and skip their stuff.
I actually kind of enjoyed that art, and I like the music behind it. I don't know. I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was AI at the time. It reminded me of the Terrence Malick movie. It was just
oh my gosh! There it is.
Yeah, here it is.
There it is.
It was like art and poetry, and just like you just felt it all.
Makes me want to go.
I'm worried.
I want to stand in a wheat field.
I'm worried about. I know Garrison's mind is someplace else this evening, but I'm worried that Garrison has written this show off already. It's just your attitude, Garrison, is like you've just given up on Secret Invasion. Your indifference is glaring.
No. My feeling is, I enjoyed aspects of episode 1, but not enough that I was kind of disappointed with it overall, and that I was looking forward to episode 2, hopefully bringing it back up. That's really my feelings.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It wasn't a strong episode.
I like maybe what you said earlier. It's kind of there's just not a whole lot to talk about with it.
It's a setup episode.
Like there's no good performances. Like Olivia Colman's fine, but like she didn't blow my socks off. She was fine.
Yeah,
she's fun. I like her.
Everybody else was like kind of below fine.
I don't like the geopolitics of it. That was it's like they don't. First of all, today's crop of writers don't know a damn thing. First of all, okay? So when they start doing geopolitics, it's almost certainly going to be terrible. Now, this is also a fictional world where all these people have life experiences that we don't have. They blipped out for 5 years. There's a big mess, blah, blah, blah. But this USA versus Russia angle is real goofy to me.
Yeah.
And the idea that there are off the books nuclear sites in Russia now with the technology that they have in that world, there is no hidden anything on the planet. Right?
You would think so. Yeah.
Nuclear weapons are humans' least, like they're the smallest problem in the world now in the MCU.
What's that?
Nukes are no big deal.
The MCU, nukes are no big deal.
You've got people a hand from a robot them out of existence, right? So it's just that geopolitics, and and I know what they're trying to do is they're trying to ground it, right? They're trying to. It's not a cosmic. They've got aliens in it, but
they're trying to Winter Soldier
cosmic kind of thing we've seen. And
they're trying to Winter Soldier it. Yeah,
much more isolated story, and not the planet's being destroyed again. Although I guess nuclear. They think nuclear war would. Spoiler alert: it would not. But I didn't like that. I don't like that angle either. But maybe it'll play out. I mean, it's all early, and I'm you know how I am. I mean, you guys think I hate everything. I don't hate everything. I am hopeful for this, but there's just not a lot to
I was surprised at the amount of loss of life in this episode. I'm surprised that they did like the bombings and clearly people dying. Yeah, I was very surprised that they went there because that sets a tone that's hard to get out of if you're killing innocent people in the first episode of your series. And then, of course, they tried to do the shock of killing Maria Hill. If she's dead or not, who knows? I mean, rumor is she's supposed to be in the Marvels, but maybe they just cut her stuff now and she's not in the Marvels anymore.
was this supposed to happen after the Marvels? So there's
no,
it's before.
You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my understanding is it always took place before.
Okay.
Which is why they waited to put all this stuff out.
And I think next episode, they released a couple of the first two to press or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, they did. Okay.
And I think there's a pretty substantial torture scene in the next one. So they are taking a bit of a. That's not a terrible spoiler. Right?
MA. Yeah.
They're trying to take a much more adult approach, I think, to it, which is good. I like that.
That's right. I was reading
Nick Fury
something
kind of throws out a racial slur at one point in this episode.
Yeah, he did,
which is shocking.
I don't remember.
He doesn't go full slur.
He doesn't go full slur, but he said,
the feeling you feel around Halloween, it's a little spooky out.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, he said spook. Oh, I can say it. You can't.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. She said it, or one or the other.
Kind of funny scene, but it was just surprising to pop up in Marvel.
Yeah, it was. That
it was.
I did
and that whole Paul Robinson thing is kind of weird. Like, well, it's either going to be Fury and I'm like, this is odd. And she said, well, I didn't know if you'd start singing Old Man River. And I'm like going, well, that's kind of interesting. I just watched that again and I was like, that's so strange to bring up an actor from the 20s.
Why don't you sing Sweet Chariot when you finish it?
A large black man in Russia. It can be one of two people.
That's right.
Like
Dennis Rodman
there's so many like weird things, whether it's like that type of stuff or like the weird character placement, like where Nick Fury's development, or even like some of the Talos stuff in the fight scene with the art collector guy is like I want to do this myself, and he gets all mad at Fury for like shooting the guy. Like it's just we're so apart from where we last left these characters that we don't know where they are.
It's been a while,
and they're doing a weird job of catching us up.
Should I watch Captain Marvel again?
No, because that was 30 years ago. So the characters are
because character-wise, it was 30 years ago.
Never watch Captain Marvel.
I've seen it a few times, and it is definitely a movie that gets worse every time you see it.
They have this incredible technology. Why don't they just go out in the cosmos and find their own planet? Why do they need Nick Fury?
Know. Maybe they're grounded. Maybe they don't have a ship.
Well,
a bunch of them are working with Sword. I mean, that's like we see them in the ship in the trailers. We saw them in Far From Home on the ship.
But
I
thought they were there just so Nick Fury could come up with a plan.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with this. I'm leaving.
There's more to go.
Plenty of room for them to better catch us up on why these characters are at the places they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a ton of spaceships coming and going from Earth that Saber and Sword seem to be doing.
Nick Fury came
out also. Right? Star-Lord got dropped off there. Hulk's flying back and forth. Who else? You had a celestial pop up outside.
Right. In the ocean.
Who's now poking out of the ocean.
Well, that's a different one.
This is the one that
the other one that showed out.
Right.
Showed
up.
The one that popped everybody.
The one that just showed up like
he stole the Eternals.
Yeah, with Harry Styles.
Sky. The suicide rate on this world would be worse than the blip. Like you just undid everything I've believed my whole life. Like
we've had Egyptian gods fight outside the pyramid.
Oh yeah, the Egyptian gods.
The sky moved around.
Sky rotated back. And aliens are real, and we're powerless against them. Yeah, I'm out.
It's a cold future.
It's a nightmare.
In this MCU.
You got these idiots with their infinity cones ice cream shop reminding you of it all every day.
Easy, Garrison. Don't you have to go?
Garrison.
Before it's too late.
Oh, dude,
you know what? I'm more of a DC. You know what? I like DC more than I do.
I do too. I
absolutely do.
I'm excited about this new Superman movie.
Yes, exactly.
Also funny, like in the Spider-Man movie, which was only supposed to be about 2 years before this, Fury looks like his old self. He's fine, and all of a sudden now he looks like
he's
gray, old, wizened. Like
he's depressed. He's depressed.
It's 2 years. It's 2 years, guys. I mean,
well, he can grow a beard in 2 years. I can't, but he can.
Yeah. He's up in space. He's isolated. He's depressed. He doesn't know where. He doesn't have a
and
place
he came
in this
down
world.
in some kind of ET moment there. I don't know. There was some kind of.
Has he always had a limp like that?
Well, we don't know the story yet.
No, he's old.
I think that's Samuel L. Jackson getting old.
I think
what I
he
think.
Yeah.
The dude's in his 70s. I think.
You haven't seen it yet, but in Indiana Jones, Indy's in a wheelchair the whole time. He rides a rascal.
A rascal.
But in the future MCU, we have our second wheelchair-bound president. Thunderbolt Ross takes over.
Thunderbolt Ross be in a wheelchair.
I like when they asked Harrison Ford if Red Hulk was going to be on it, and he said, "Who the f is Red Hulk?"
It's almost as good as his answer to "Who shot first, Han or Greedo?" I don't really care, kid.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah. You know what's going to be funny is when they use his likeness for Red Hulk, and he's not going to remember signing off on that, and he's like, "Oh, my agent didn't. I didn't know this was going to happen."
You know he's put on a mocap suit for that film. You know he has.
Oh yeah.
He probably has. He has mentioned in
interviews.
I
think a stunt double has put on a mocap suit. You don't want to catch
it's Harrison Ford though.
Just for
got a Biden shuffle. You don't want that.
He's not going to be acting like the Red Hulk, but his face, like they're just putting mocap on his face. Is my guess.
His face, yeah. But also, he did say this is like one of the most grueling shoots that he's ever had. I mean, is this particular movie? But it might be because
worse than breaking his ankle on the Millennium.
It might be because he's 80. Yeah, worse than JJ dropping a Millennium Falcon on him.
We have to have everything practical, people. We have to have everything practical.
Practical. It's all got to be practical.
Well, then he crashed a plane not long after that too, right?
Yeah. He's had a pretty rough go.
He's had a few plane crashes.
He's had a few plane crashes.
That's how he's going to go one day.
Maybe he wants to go that way. Maybe he wants to go that way.
All right. I got to take off.
Hey, appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad you're excited for the show, Garrison.
Yes.
Hey, good luck.
Somebody get that man a Red Bull.
Yeah. I know, right? You better caffeine up for the Flash.
Are you working tonight, Garrison? What's up?
No, he's doing a Flash podcast.
I'm ditching you guys for another podcast.
That's a good call.
He's big time now. He's big time. He's stepped it up now.
Yeah. Let's flash it up, man.
All right, man. Good luck tonight. Talk to you later, dude. All right.
Poor Flash.
Awesome. All right. So let's okay. Gaia is obviously going to be like the hero of this series. I mean, she's making a turn.
I don't think that was a real turn.
Oh, you
I
don't?
think they wanted Fury at the explosion and told her to go tell her dad.
No, she acted some details.
She faked him out. They were all decoys. She was in on that.
Oh,
she
I don't think she was.
There was also something very confusing at the end there. She's like, there's 3 bombs, and then shows up with 2 backpacks.
Yeah.
I think she was in on all that.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think she's turned. I think she's still.
I think Gravik double turned her, like made her think that she was helping, and
it was always a setup because it wasn't even a turn. It was just a one conversation, and she's good. She's like, "I'll get back." No, there was no growth. There was no look what you've done, and no redemption.
Okay. So here's what'll happen then that will make her turn. I'm guessing Gravik is going to kill Talos, and then she'll turn.
Ooh.
Then she'll turn.
You really think they'll kill off Talos?
If they kill off Maria Hill, they'll kill off Talos in a heartbeat. Because you've got to give a reason for Gaia to turn, because she's not going to be bad all 6 episodes. She's gonna be the hero of the series. I mean, because she will, dude. Who else would be the hero of the series besides her? It's not going to be Nick Fury.
Ainsley Bender.
Series. Who would be the hero of the Nick Fury series?
It's not a Nick Fury series. It's not. No.
He is an EP on the show.
He can't do it alone. He can't. He's got to have a femme fatale. He's got to have a girl helping him.
Well, he's the hero still. Whether he has a sidekick or not is irrelevant.
Yeah, but she'll be
hero. This show is about Nick Fury, and you just said it wasn't, and it absolutely is.
It's about the Secret Invasion. It's about the Secret Invasion.
Mikey, you might be right.
Well, that is the trappings around it, but this is a Nick Fury vehicle.
Well, and it also seems to me there's this white guy in the Talos group. I mean, in the
Oh yeah.
That's kind of more militaristic than even Kingsley Ben-Adir's guy.
Yeah,
he's kind of being sort of brusque.
Pagan or
Pagan or whatever his name is
that guy. Yeah,
with the guy.
Killian Scott is the actor's name.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm almost wondering if there's going to be a fraction, but in that group too, and you're right though. If they kill off Talos, she will
That's
probably.
what I'm saying, because you do have to have something to turn her completely. And killing off her dad would be the thing.
Then she has no connection to that past life anyway. If you kill off the dad, so that's no incentive.
But she'll want revenge. She'll want revenge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she may turn that. I don't. If that's the thing that turns her,
right?
Kind of, it'll be that. To me, that's a little sloppy. Maybe they'll pull it off. But
see, I thought the reason that she would turn already happened in the first episode when he said they killed your mom. I mean, Gravik killed her mom. I thought that would turn her, but you're saying you don't think she turned.
No, I didn't. I mean, there was no confrontation with Gravik or anything like that. That entire turn and her coming would have happened off screen, and that it didn't do that. You have to have a confrontation with Gravik over that if that's the thing that turns her, and you didn't have that. And she skipped out of there. She was not trying to help. She wasn't trying to do anything good about that last bit at the end. She faked him out. Those were decoys and kept him busy. And she didn't know that. She knew she was in on that. She knew that.
Yeah, and if that was a turn, it wasn't very earned.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and like whether it's just because like we don't know anything about the character or. Yeah, like I guess the points that Rat made too. It just you
can't turn around.
I didn't fully pick up on it until my rewatch tonight, but
yeah,
the first
that's
time
the problem. I didn't have a chance to rewatch it.
The first time I watched it, I wasn't paying that much attention because it wasn't the most gripping thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It's 7.4 on IMDb, and I think that's probably high.
It's high.
Yeah, I think that's high. I mean, that's
this is a 6-7.
It didn't grab you like right away, like I would have wanted it to for a premiere episode of a 6-episode season. I mean, you kind of
it was a slow burn.
I don't know if there was some like COVID stuff going on with this, but there's just so like even like the creepy little girl with the colorful ball, like that didn't really do anything. Like there was just so many different things where you're like, okay, like this is kind of intriguing, and then like it's just.
Yeah, well, that was
he shapeshift into a beach ball also. Like I didn't understand that part.
So obviously,
and why do they have beach balls?
I want Gravik.
That was okay for me. That was pretty cool because that means Gravik has been around and knew what was going on the whole time.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was kind of cool. I mean, because he was there at the beginning of the episode. Also,
he saw him get snatched by MI6,
which is kind of why I think that. He like wanted Fury there, and so that's why she didn't turn, and like that was a setup.
Okay. That makes sense. I still think we're going to get her to be a hero character, though. Yeah,
that's reasonable expectation, but you can't do it on the first episode after we've only seen her in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
There's a turn like you never got to know her as the bad guy. Anyway.
Yeah,
you need to build. You need to have her conflicted for a few episodes before you can do a turn. So, I mean, if that was her turn, then that makes this episode way worse. Like that is a bad sign for the
maybe I don't know.
Like, that's rough.
She seems to have like a lot of like. I almost feel like she's a little bit sympathetic towards the humans when they're. Being put in those things to have their minds wiped and whatever.
Yeah, well, and that's foreshadowing for a turn, sure.
Yeah.
Happened yet?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Trying to see.
I can't remember what show it was. That I said this about one of the other Marvel shows, but low energy, and like not very. There's not very many punch. It's not very punchy. This first episode, and like I think that that affects a lot of it. And maybe is giving me this weird feeling about it. Where like even when Talos like breaks the lock, Fury's like comes up to the gate and he's like, "Dang it!" And Talos is like, "I gotcha," and then they just kind of walk through. Like there's just nothing like
Yeah, so what we're used to seeing as a viewer,
the writing isn't as snappy,
who has been with Nick Fury for a long time, we're used to seeing him be more dynamic.
Yeah.
And he was low key, but that's because he's traumatized or
he's
from a character. Yeah, the blip traumatized him. He's different. Maria Hill
traumatized in Spider-Man, No Way Home.
But that wasn't him.
That wasn't him until that last scene of him in
up on Saber.
Yeah. All the Nick Fury Peter Parker stuff was Skrull.
It was
that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was Talos, wasn't it?
Like even that chess scene in the bar should have been more impactful as well. It just
would
felt
be nice if we knew that was a relationship they had prior.
Right.
Like you can't know 10 years ago to put to have them play chess and Avengers, right? But boy, that would have been great.
You're gonna lie while playing chess. This is where we tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
what kind of writing is that?
More than that. You know? It's tough.
I think the Jack Black cameo took me out of it, and then with Maria Hill twerking, unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Yeah, exactly.
That would add some pop.
Well,
if Maria Hill is dead, what is Kobe Smulders going to do with her career?
I know, right? She hasn't. I mean,
she hasn't been in anything since How I Met Your Mother and this.
Colby.
She probably doesn't need to because that's two
Dr.
massive
Earl.
things.
Dr. Earl wants you to call.
I love me some Kobe Smulders. I loved How I Met Your Mother.
We're here for you.
Has she been in any of those How I Met Your Father episodes, like cameos?
Have not watched.
Yeah, I have not watched either, so I wasn't sure.
Loved How I Met Your Mother. I have no interest in that one.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful for the series because MCU, in all honesty, needs a win. I mean, they need a big win, and
they need a win in the stuff that they're going forward with. Like they've had wins with like the Guardian stuff.
Guardians was a good win, but they need as far as pushing forward the storyline that we're in right now.
Right,
they need a win.
Well, their win may come in court when that guy gets off for beating that woman.
Oh yeah, because he is countersued.
He's countersued her.
Apparently, she was attacking him.
She's the evil one or whatever, and apparently there's some evidence to support his side of this. So maybe this will all
get off.
Here's what I don't like.
You gotta know better.
I don't like any of that, but I also don't like the optics of him walking into the courtroom with a Bible. That was apparently he walked in with the Bible. I'm like, come on, dude. I mean, can we not? Can we not?
I bring my own Bible to swear on.
I know he brought his own Bible.
This is a Quran in here. What is?
Yeah,
Quran. What?
Well, it's just that he's trying to appeal to a certain, and it's just I don't.
It just screams the PR, like his PR agent is like
exactly.
Okay, here's my corporate. Use this crappy lingo. Any corporate lingo or any PR crappy moves like that
they're like open the drawer in your hotel room and bring the Gideons with you. Grab the Gideon Bible, bring it with you to the courtroom. Maybe the judge will see it and he'll think that you're a changed man. And anyway,
I know the Bible. I read it every day. I know it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There's so many good verses. I love all of the verses. I can't pick just one good verse.
I like the 2 Corinthians one.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians.
Yeah, hold it upside down in a photo shoot. That's what you need to do.
So stupid. Maybe he's a Skrull. Maybe he's been a Skrull all along. That'd be nice.
Not all along.
Ooh, what if he was all along, and that's how the aliens are going to introduce themselves to us? Is that Trump was a Skrull all along?
Because apparently Biden has evidence that there's aliens out there that he's going to release this summer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he has it, and he's going to release it.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why he liked to be. He likes for prostitutes to spank him with a Starlog magazine.
Starlog magazine. That's right. That's right. Oh man. All right.
Hey, well, we had no chat, no guest.
No. This is Secret Invasion.
It's what did I see? It was I don't know how they know these numbers, but it was the second least MCU show.
I'm sure it was
least viewed.
what was the first?
Show. I don't know what could possibly have been lower.
She-Hulk, Miss Marvel.
Oh, maybe She-Hulk or Miss Marvel, probably, because those are
that's
graphic.
gonna be your bottom three.
I haven't watched Miss Marvel, and
it's not bad. It's honestly not bad.
I think you're right. Yeah, and I really like Iman.
You like the girl too.
What's her name?
Iman Vellani. Yeah, she is likable.
Freaking delightful.
Yeah. Here's what I'm worried about, and I think Samuel L. Jackson is just either confused or just spouts off quotes at this age, and people are just like, all right, Sam. He's like, they're all called Captain Marvel in the new movie. And I'm like, no, Sam. No, they're not. I don't think that's right.
It's very confusing.
I think he's just, I don't know.
It's like, no, there's a Miss Marvel. There's...
Well, yeah, he even says Monica Rambeau is a Captain Marvel also.
Well,
and I'm like, no.
She was that character was at one time.
Oh, well, maybe he's right.
He's getting his vast comics knowledge confused with the movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Miss Marvel's never been called Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I don't know. That's another movie I'm very worried about, and that's not the way you want to end the year if you're the MCU. You don't want to end the year with that.
Look, we're kind of looking at like a dire straits for movie and TV if this
no doubt,
depending on how long this writer strike goes, and
they're saying October.
Stuff, and if what we're getting right now sucks too, what we're gonna get, it might not be great, but
so the DGA they cut a deal, so we know they're good. I think SAG's gonna extend or cut a deal, or something's gonna happen where they're not gonna strike. WGA said maybe till October, and that's big trouble. That's big trouble if that thing stretches to October.
Well, this is the stuff that makes me like Lucas even more. No, I hate the unions. I don't want to be in the unions.
Yeah, Lucas does hate the unions, and that's good.
Yeah. But look, the MCU, like even the things that are coming up.
We got Loki season 2.
They don't look like big wins as far as
No, we don't know about Loki.
Back on the map. I mean, Loki is not going to. Loki will not move the cultural needle.
No, okay? You're right. You're right.
It will not. It does not going to have the enough exposure.
It could be good.
Jonathan Majors in
Echo ain't going to do it. Captain America 4 is not going to do good money.
We've got a lot of things, a lot of people in that movie with him, though. It's not just his story.
It's going to be a lot of Hulk stuff too, right?
Yeah, so. they're planning to make that more Hulk.
Maybe if you go big enough with Hulk, you can get some butts in seats. But I think a lot of this box office. I mean, I think it happened to the Flash, where it wasn't just the Flash was not the reason people were going. It was the history of the IP that people didn't go. And I think you're running into, people aren't watching Secret Invasion maybe because the last little bit of the MCU hasn't been very good. So they've got to win that back somehow, and I don't know. Looking at what's on the docket, there's nothing big enough to do that. I think the Kang thing, regardless of what Jonathan Majors does,
right,
that did not hit like they wanted it to hit in Ant-Man. So, but they're stuck with it, and and so I don't know how you get the mass audience.
So the mass audience will come back for Fantastic Four, and they will announce that casting before the end of the year. Yeah, at least. I mean, we'll hear who that casting is, and they even might have like a thing in Marvel's, might be the cutscene, announce the cast. I mean,
they need to hit it hard on.
It'll be Driver. It's gonna be Driver and Margot Robbie.
But that's another, a lot of people, and it's weird to us, but there are a lot of people out there who go to these movies who do not understand the
Ted. Yay, Ted's here.
Somebody joined.
Like they're not as deeply involved in all of this as like we are, and so when they hear Fantastic Four, they'll think, well, the last 3 Fantastic Four movies were
not good,
terrible. Right. Yeah, so they may not make the connection, but that this is under the auspices of the MCU, because, and even if they do, they may think, well, guess what? The MCU hadn't been too great lately either. So
we'll see.
I don't know.
I think Disney has
bad. I think they're in a bad place.
Oh wow, this is kind of what our sentiment was for the most part too, Ted. Yeah. We were kind of bored with the first episode. I personally didn't think it was horrible, but it was a little boring. Yeah.
Maybe what I'm going to say is obvious. Maybe it's controversial, but I think Disney's made a big miscalculation in thinking, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars, thinking we have to keep producing products to keep the name out there.
Right. That's not how that worked before.
Well, the mass audience, most people are very dumb. They're not that dumb where they forget a movie that came out 3 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And they need to constantly have either a show or a movie out there for them to go see to remember what Marvel is. When they are like, we just need to keep the name out there, that's going to obviously make your overall product quality worse, and it's going to.
And I think it was oversaturation,
over quantity. Yeah,
like they kicked off Disney Plus with too much. I mean,
but
yes and no.
Yeah, right. That's some of it, but also if the product that comes out regularly is of a very high quality,
sure,
then the saturation and the getting kind of tired I can't find the word, but it doesn't hurt as much. Like you don't feel it as much. You know, you don't get exhausted by this.
Yeah, if it's really good, you're right.
Fatigue was the word I could.
Fatigue. Yeah.
Like if the product's great, you don't have that problem. And what the problem is, they have inundated the market with things that are not great, and that does dilute your brand a whole lot. And now I think that does carry more weight with something like Star Wars, where it was always an event. I mean, it was, every 20 years we got 3 new movies. That's the kind of thing that gets butts and seats and gets your attention. The Marvel has never been built on that model. It has always been built on a steady stream of content that will all come together. And unfortunately, it's been a steady stream of piss.
But it's interesting that you say that. Like, so that fatigue word has been thrown out a lot over the last 2 years. Superhero fatigue,
it's crap fatigue.
Yes,
it's crap fatigue. And and that's what I was leading to, because even James Gunn recently said that third act superhero movies have been garbage lately. Basically, that's not the exact quote, but that's essentially what he was saying.
Skybeam, disposable bad guy army.
Every
time Transformers just did it. Almost all the DC movies do it. Superman's done it a bunch of times.
The big battle.
Yeah. Well, no, but specifically the Skybeam. Like that's all the time.
It's the Skybeam. Yeah, exactly. But
and somehow Palpatine returns.
So that's but here's the deal. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was really good. Like, I think that from Act 1, 2, 3, I think like all the way through it worked well. And if James Gunn recognizes that has been a struggle in the medium of superhero movies, at least his have not been. I mean, he has made good superhero movies. Whether you like the characters that were in the Suicide Squad or not, you can admit that was a freaking awesome movie.
He has great intuition on how to sort of let every character have their moments, and sort of
it's all going to depend on, especially with Superman Legacy, it's all going to depend on how much he holds that freak flag back a little bit, because he's a freaky dude.
Yeah, for sure.
He let it out a little bit on the Suicide Squad, but even then he's more reserved and self-aware than like a
Taika Waititi.
He is.
Yeah.
You're right about
he's
that.
just unbridled lunacy.
Right.
And I
to the point where Chris Hemsworth is sad about people not liking the movie.
Like he's pulling for a Lady Ghostbusters franchise. He'd rather do more of those,
That's right.
He did save the film, so.
He's the only good thing in the film, but yeah, you're right about that.
Well, save might be a strong word. You're right.
He didn't save it. He's the only good thing in it, but he didn't save it. You can't save crap.
He delayed its death.
I mean, it's weird to say, but I think like the MCU is really in a precarious position, because if people are not watching Secret Invasion, are people going to waste their time with Loki? Is Loki going to be a big enough draw for people?
Well, and that's the other problem that Marvel is like. So yes, so many people point to
a lot of people like Loki.
Iron Man wasn't a big character. The Guardians weren't big comic book characters. They weren't big names. They weren't your Spider-Man, your Superman, your Batman. But those movies were good, and they were original, and they were like the Guardian stuff. We hadn't really seen a movie like that.
That's true.
was all good
with
casting.
Loki. Like,
good
yeah,
casting.
it was very good casting. Like, Loki is a bit of a name, but he's C-list, B-list to be generous.
The side character.
A side character, and that's what
let's be honest though, a beloved side character.
Beloved side character for sure, but side character
you're excited when he turns up, but are you going to devote 8 or 10 hours?
Well, Loki,
I think so.
The first Loki was.
I don't think a lot of people. We don't count. Like that's.
You're right, and like the quality of it for what it was a weird thing dealing with some weird multiverse stuff, and that's not going to be a big enough draw for like your general audience. Tom Hiddleston, super like kind of cool guy, and like has a good presence online, but still, that's not like he's not Chris Hemsworth. He's not.
Well,
Robert
but
Downey Jr.
ladies like Tom Hiddleston.
Some ladies
still
like
ain't watching Loki.
Some ladies like people like Tom Hiddleston. All ladies like people that look like Chris Hemsworth.
Sure they do.
Amen
sure
to
they
that.
do.
All
sure
men like people that look like Chris Hemsworth.
Right. And so like
freaking Extraction 2 was awesome.
I think Loki 2 is going to be good. Like I think it's going to be a quality show like the first season was.
Yeah.
But it's just too off the map. And that's what all of these shows are, is just a bunch of, and really most of the products and movies have just been like side character stuff, whether it's WandaVision. Like WandaVision was a pretty good show, but
that was a good show.
Scarlet Witch wasn't a main character. Vision isn't a main character.
And look, I feel the same way about Flash, where he's a great side character. He plays off the big three pretty well, but probably shouldn't be the one carrying a movie. And I think they knew enough of that to bring an 89 Batman.
You're right that they did that for a reason, but Flash traditionally is a pretty big character.
But he's not at the cinema.
Maybe not at the cinema.
That's just not a character, and that version of the character, that Ezra Miller iteration,
that's
not
a whole
leading, get butts in seats character. So, and all this would be okay if movies didn't cost $300 million.
Right.
If you didn't have to turn $1 billion box office to break even on this stuff now, then it wouldn't matter. You could have these smaller character studies and they'd be great. But I don't know how much the budget for Loki 2 is, but it's enormous. It is not the budget of a Lost was an expensive show to make.
Right, but nowhere near.
Loki 24 was an expensive show to make.
But a lot of character stuff in it. And those budgets are dwarfed by this.
Sure.
And,
CGI.
So it's not the same. They don't have the the quality's probably not there, but also the studios are setting themselves up for failure because there's just too much money in this stuff. And I don't know where that goes. I mean, I don't think they're gonna. You can't pull a budget back because now the only
crash and burn
you out is some of the effect, the explosions and all. I mean, we'll see how Oppenheimer does. I don't think it's going to do great.
Ooh, I know Garrison's not here. I know Garrison's not here to defend, but Barbie is going to kick its butt.
Oh,
Barbie's going to.
My oldest is convinced that Barbie is going to be a cultural touch point.
I think it will be. I think it will be
that we will look back on. That's probably not true, but
I think that it's going to make a lot of money because people are just interested in.
What the heck is this?
Like the trailer is good.
Yeah.
Whoever cut that trailer did a really good job.
Yeah, it helps.
Because it shows that it's not just some Mattel Barbie commercial. It shows that there's a story. Even though the story is going to be the most freaking liberal thing on the face of the earth, it's still going to bring butts to the seat.
Yeah.
No, it will be.
It's Gerwig and Bomback. It's absolutely going to be.
No, I know it's going to be that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lamenting the fact that it's going to ruin a lot of daughters out.
It will. It will.
I'm
not taking my kid to see it.
They've got 2 hours to ruin your kid. Then your kid was.
Well, then you're a bad
already.
parent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're a bad parent.
You are. If it just takes 2 hours,
you'd be surprised. The messaging sneaks in.
Yeah.
But I mean, right. The message.
If you take them to see Barbie and then you stop at Target on the way home, your kid is lost.
To pick up a Barbie.
By the drive-through liquor store, get some Bud Light.
I love the. Haven't they built like an actual replica of the Barbie home? And
the Malibu.
Yeah,
like, you can
like,
Airbnb
Oppenheimer. Here's your chance.
Yeah, that's what I would love.
Yes, that was awesome.
It'd be a great publicity stuff.
I sent Garrison a meme of somebody had put a picture of the marketing of Barbie, and it had all these like crazy pictures of the marketing of Oppenheimer, and there was nothing. And Garrison got all defensive. He was like, "Oh, you just wait. Oppenheimer's about to start their marketing," and I'm like, "They waited too long. If they're just now about to start their marketing, they waited too long." I mean,
well, they've been advertising that movie.
Oppenheimer's not a 4-quadrant movie.
It's not a 4-quadrant movie.
It's a Saving Private Ryan kind of movie.
Now, to be fair, its budget was only $100 million, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, now marketing will put it above that a bit.
It'll get nominations for something. Certainly sound, probably.
It's just not going to make a lot of money.
Nominations.
It's just not going to make a lot of money.
No.
Now, if they re-release
a lot of nominations,
they could re-release it. Maybe
I think it'll more than break even. Like I think it'll
worldwide
be
with worldwide. I mean,
here's what's going to happen. Joe Schmo Blow is going to say, "I'm taking my wife and my daughter to Barbie, and I'm going to go watch them." You know what I'm saying? Like he's not going to know to go to that because he doesn't know.
I don't know how well it'll do globally.
Christopher Nolan's a big name though. Like Christopher Nolan is like the Tom. Like he's not quite the Tom Cruise drop, but like he's pretty close to that.
I don't know, but.
I want to believe that. I really want to believe that.
I don't think.
Well, luckily that's not the biggest market.
Yeah, that's a small market. Thanks to us, that's a small market.
They're going to be traumatized by it.
Thanks to the United States, that market's small.
They're not gonna do a glowing yellow carpet premiere at Hiroshima.
No, they won't. Wow, glowing yellow.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
How dare you?
There's only 167,000 people left that were alive then, or that were in that war.
Yeah. It's such like it's a 1-quadrant movie, and I think Barbie is close to a 4-quadrant movie.
No,
it's close. It's close.
It's a 2 or 3.
There's gonna be a bunch of dudes at the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
There will be.
Y'all are. I mean, I get it. Y'all need to justify
we'll be there, but
no. I would have gone to see it like in the darkness of night by myself if I wasn't getting to go with Rhett's kids.
But you're a movie. But you're a movie guy.
I brought some extra kids so Michael can have one of those to justify him being there.
I am absolutely taking my friends, friend and her kids. Like that's absolutely what I'm doing.
Yeah. We want to indoctrinate all the kids into the Barbie messaging. So we're gonna
But what I would like to do and would possibly cause my child to emancipate herself from me is dress like in Barbie style, like a kid, like dress in that style clothes. just to, I mean, she would just absolutely be completely apart.
Just have like a full plastic, yellow
outfit.
It's taking everything in my power not to wear my Indiana Jones hat on Thursday. Even though I am so scared for the movie.
Do it.
Yeah,
I can't be that guy. The Indiana Jones, it's a fedora. It looks too creepy.
I wanted to wear a dashiki to Black Panther 2 and talk myself out of it.
You did.
I wanted to wear some paint, but I decided not to.
Oh my gosh. That's worse than a dashiki.
Wow.
Okay, well, we've got an hour on this thing, so all we're doing now is shooting the shit. So, I mean, we got to move on here.
We've accidentally moved into the post show.
Yeah, exactly. For those that actually sit through this and watch this to the end, I will announce a bit of a schedule change because obviously next Tuesday is the 4th of July, so we're not going to be recording on that day. I'm going to be
celebrating America that day.
I'm going to be celebrating America probably with fireworks that evening. So we're going to do.
Oh, nice.
There you go. We're going to be doing a Monday episode of Secret Invasion. So Monday, July 3rd.
What?
Monday, July 3rd, because also on Thursday, July 6th, we're doing a Dial of Destiny roundtable. So we got a busy week next week, Earl. It's a busy week next week.
I don't have time for all that.
You've got time. You've got time, Earl.
You need to drop something else from your life. My suggestion is church.
Hey man, that's all free right now, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, you got plenty of time.
You got plenty of time. Yeah, you got plenty of time. So yeah, for the second episode of Secret Invasion, we'll be here Monday, and then on Thursday, Dial of Destiny Roundtable.
Dial it up. Dial it up. It's gonna be amazing, dude. I can't wait.
I will not be here Monday.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. No, I mean Garrison will be back, and he'll just sit there and be like, "Oh, nothing to talk about. This show sucks." You got to make stuff to talk. You just got to keep talking. You don't have to just sit there.
Well, he was so focused on.
He was focused on the Flash. He was very
he had his notes ready. I saw him. He was.
I know.
We're gonna get Phoebe Waller-Bridge to replace him, and she'll be in his spot going forward.
We're gonna use AI to edit the past videos.
Hey, that gives some watches.
Waller-Bridge.
For AI.
Oh my gosh, Ted! Thanks for stopping by for the.
Ted had a good comment, by the way. He
Which
said,
one?
The
Sam Jackson's old.
Things blew up, and I didn't care about any of it.
I was upset that all the innocent lives were lost. I was upset
Russian.
about
that. Was the best part for me.
They were Russian lives.
Yeah, I like to see Russians shoot each other.
They were innocent. They were innocent.
Some of my best friends are Russian. Come on.
That was the Wagner.
Wait a minute.
That was the Wagner group out there doing that.
Did Earl just admit that? Wait a minute, you've got Russian.
Hold on, what?
friends?
No, what? I didn't say anything.
Dr. Earl, my grandmother is from Ukraine.
Ah.
Oh, you guys should fight.
What's the Henry Cavill thing?
Oh yeah, the
pop your arms.
Yeah, pop your arms. That's the best part of that.
I can't even get my
movie.
arm I'd probably throw a shoulder out if I tried to do that right now.
Dude,
my age.
Why isn't he back in Mission Impossible?
Oh yeah,
his character didn't die, did he?
You'd have to get that.
I don't remember. I started my Mission Impossible rewatch on Sunday, and I don't remember any of these.
Let us know if he died when you find out. I can't because I'm not going to have time to
Indiana Jones again, but
I don't have time for rewatch.
Just watch our YouTube reviews on the Good Day for Movie podcast.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, I don't need to rewatch stuff I've seen a lot. I mean, I know everybody's doing it to try and get hyped, but that's not going to hype you up enough.
Don't get hyped. Don't get hyped for this movie.
Right. If you get too hyped,
lower your expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe watch the fridge scene and the monkey swinging scene in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull just on repeat.
And then go watch that. Yeah.
Don't
watch Top Gun and then Iron Eagle. That's what's happening.
Wow.
Go watch. What you need to watch is King Solomon's Mines, the one with Richard Chamberlain.
There you go.
Then go see Dial of Destiny, and then
it's gonna look amazing.
Maybe it'll look a little bit better for you. All right, I really appreciate it. Roth, where can people find you? I'm excited about the next movie you guys are doing, so I'll let you plug that.
Oh, yeah. Good Day for a Movie podcast. Roth from Wyoming on the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Good Day for a Movie podcast is the podcast. Our last episode was on Face Off.
Awesome, except for Sage.
Well, Sage is
it's okay.
That was a weird episode because our scores were all pretty close.
Yeah, his score was higher than he acted like it was going to be the whole episode.
And I feel like because he acted like he was so negative, I was more positive on it than I may have been.
Yeah.
Than my score reflected. I still really like the movie. Super fun movie.
It's a fun movie. Yeah.
Our next episode is hopefully The Birds.
Is he backing out?
No, he's not. I just don't know how we're going to do it. I'm extremely busy. And they are stuck in New York for at least 2 days on their way back from Greece.
What happened? COVID?
No, I guess the FAA is just grounding a bunch of Delta and United flights, and for some reason.
Weird.
Yeah.
So they went to Greece and they're trying to get back into the country and they're grounding people. I'm confused.
I don't know. All I know is that they canceled their flight from New York to Denver. And their option was to drive to Syracuse and pay $800 for another flight the next day, or stay in New York for a couple days.
Stay in New York. Yeah,
probably about the same price with hotels.
Yeah.
Well,
what'd you say, Dr. Earl?
I'll sing in New York. New York, New York.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna have an episode on Monday or not. I haven't even talked to him about it, but I'm kind of in my head freaking out on I don't know if this is gonna happen. This would be the first week we've ever missed. So I've kind of resigned myself to be like, it's okay.
Hey, look, if you need me to come on and do a movie with you, I'll come on and do a movie.
Would you say, Rhett? You may as well just kill yourself. Is that what
we can make something happen if you need it?
You can't say that on YouTube.
Sorry, everyone.
You don't want to lose your momentum.
Well, we don't have any momentum, luckily. 150 episodes exactly, and
we've been doing the Deucecast movie show for 10 plus years with zero momentum, and we still release something every week.
I know. See, but like I've kind of resigned myself.
Overcome the inertia of standing still. Do it.
I put way too much thought into the podcast. I think where I'm like, I just need to be like, whatever. If we release an episode, we don't release an episode. Whatever. Whatever works.
Play a classic. Do what David does. Play a classic episode.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
Yeah, but
say, hey guys, Sage and whatever his name is. What's the other guy's name?
We don't have classics.
Tate.
Sage and Tate.
We don't have classics.
Well,
and the other problem is all of our episodes, which isn't a problem. All of our episodes are actually on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Just release an episode of CTI.
So
I don't know why ours aren't.
It's awesome when the Deucecast does it, because I'm like, oh, I can't find this on Apple Podcasts. I'd have to go to the website.
I don't know why.
It's a classic episode of CTI.
Yeah, release one of those.
I've got a file I could send you if you just want to. That Tommy refuses to edit.
I'll edit it.
There you go.
There's some.
Hey, we'll be
your maybe an episode
coming. Tate for you. We'll just come on.
There we go.
Yeah, if you need Earl and I to be Sage and Tate, we'll come on and be Sage.
Oh wait,
and
no, I've already got too many other podcasts I'm doing next week.
See, that's where I'm at too. I've got podcasts. I've got church stuff now too.
Yeah,
and
we've got
work
life.
and
We've got life stuff now.
We've got life going on. This is so unimportant, but we'll be back Monday. For Secret Invasion. If it's just me, I'll be back here on Monday talking
are we still
about.
Doing this live? Is this after show?
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, we're still live. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Hey,
It
Earl. Earl's in the Discord. Rhett's off the grid. Everybody's. I'm at the Michael Nip on Twitter.
What's coming up for the Deucecast?
Wednesday. What are we releasing? Oh, we did. Wait, did we?
Sci-fi.
Brian.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, Uncle Brian was on the episode. Cerebral sci-fi. Say that 5 times fast.
Yes.
Cerebral sci-fi is kind of what I would call the episode. So it'll be some interesting films.
Well, some of those weren't so cerebral, but
all of mine were. I tried to do that. I know that,
you did well. I'm just saying. Well, I'm not.
I know David's were not, but you know.
Did Muppets go to space or something?
Muppets from space. Yeah, he did that.
No, he had some good choices.
He did. No, there was some good stuff.
It wasn't a total.
Post-credit scene from History of the World.
Yes.
Which one? The new one or the old?
Spaceballs. I haven't watched that new one.
Spaceballs.
I haven't watched
Cerebral sci-fi. All right, we got to get out of here. We'll see you guys next Monday. July 3rd. We'll be celebrating episode 2 of Secret Invasion and pre-gaming for July 4th. So it'll be fun. See you guys.
Smash that button. Hit the like
button. Subscribe. I don't ask for people to subscribe enough. Like it, subscribe it, all that junk.
You don't want to miss a single moment.
Do
of
it.
this.
Just do it.
Bye.